Hi, thank you for joining us for the second edition of Schenectady County Community News. I'm County Legislative Chairwoman Susan Savage, and joining me today is County Legislator Karen Johnson. And we're here today to talk about a new program. Many of you have just received in the mail a mailing from PROACT, and we want to give you some more information about how that might benefit you and your family. So thanks, Karen, for
Happy to be here.
Me. And maybe you could tell us a little bit about the prescription drug card and how people might want to use it.
Okay, well, about a week ago I received this in the mail at my home, and when you open it up, what you have is a small card that is the card that PROACT provides. PROACT is doing this program at no expense to the County of Schenectady, and if you take this card to your pharmacy, there's the opportunity of saving between 10 and 50% on your prescriptions. There are some various rules, but that is the main point, and it's a great benefit to people. I was reading in the paper today that because of the economic problems people are having, 21% of people are not filling all their prescriptions. Now, this is not good, and if they can possibly have some help, we hope that they will continue to use their prescription, because there are many kinds of chronic diseases that are treated best if the medications are continuously taken.
Right, and even with the economic turndown where people are losing their jobs, they may find themselves in a new position where they don't have coverage for prescription drugs. So that sounds like a great beginning of the program.
The two main groups that are helped, as you pointed out, are those who have no health insurance and those on Medicaid. And of course there are 47 million people. I keep getting my orders of magnitudes goofy, but 47 million people in this country who have no health insurance. And this will help them get the needed prescriptions that they need.
So if you're uninsured, if you're underinsured, or if you're in what's called the donut hole, and I guess if you are in the donut hole, you know exactly what that means. But
well,
if you're not, you may
I've
wonder
had a
what
little
that means.
Personal experience with the donut hole. And basically, when Medicare wrote its drug prescription program, it really helps people in the beginning of their need of pharmaceuticals. So up to $2,700, you pay just 25% of your drugs. But after that, and between there and $4,350, you pay 100% of your drug costs. And so this is a tremendous burden on people who may be on some kind of maintenance drugs and also on Medicare. And this card would be a great benefit to them.
Right, and so many people are. You know, you're on medication that you take for years and years, and when you find yourself in that donut hole, I imagine that the expenses could be dramatic.
Well, it's pretty serious, and of course many seniors are on fixed income, and so they get to this point and they just don't know what to do. Now, there are many seniors who don't reach the donut hole, but for those who do, this is really an important program.
And what kinds of things have you're the chair of the Human Services Committee and Aging in the County Ledge, and what kinds of things have you heard from people who have this concern about how to pay for their medications?
Well, I have the feeling generally that it's a big concern of many people. You know, even people with insurance were paying more and more. But this program is not really for people who have insurance, and it won't help you with co-pays. It's for people without insurance and people in the donut hole on Medicare. So what I've been suggesting is that people walk into their pharmacy with this card and show it to your pharmacist and ask your pharmacist what it will really do for you.
Right.
Because sometimes just having this conversation might open up the opportunity for a less expensive drug and many other things that would benefit a person.
And I imagine there might be times when people, certain drugs might not be covered under their prescription plan.
Right.
So could they use the card then?
Well, that's what they've got to ask their pharmacist about. And it's very important to know also that this is available at just about any pharmacy in Schenectady, and then when you leave Schenectady County, if you're on vacation or something, it's also usable.
Right.
And it's in 55,000 pharmacies across the country, so you ought to be able to find one where you could use it. If you don't have your card anymore, you perhaps mistook this for junk mail, which would be very sad.
Trying to make sure people wouldn't do that.
Or if you lost it and you need another, there are a couple ways you can get a new one. One is to go to your pharmacy, and they should have one. And the other is to call the county legislature, which is at 388-4280, and they will supply you with a new card.
Some of the people that I've heard from are also pet owners. And I don't have any pets, but I think almost everybody in Niskuna and Scotia and Glenville do, from having knocked on their doors. And I was surprised to learn that there's also, this can be used if you have pets.
Right. And that's totally true. And the other thing is, this isn't the government trying to keep track of what medications you take. These cards have nobody's name on them. It's just a card you use at your pharmacy. And I think a lot of people are worried about their personal security.
Sure.
So this came to postal customer, and it doesn't have my name on it, and I've never signed up anything for it.
You don't have to give
I
any
just have to
personal
show it.
information. Right.
And that's really a great benefit of it, I think.
Well, I think when the Association of Counties presented this program, one of the things that my initial question was, well, what's the catch? Because it is a great benefit to people. Is there a cost to the county? And you know, the answer is that there's no cost to the county. There's no cost to individuals. But this is something that is being put forward really to, I think, help attract people to come in for their prescriptions, to ask those questions of their pharmacists, and really provide some traffic into the pharmacies.
Absolutely right. And they're benefiting from the other things you might buy by going into the pharmacy. And the other thing is that if they sell more prescriptions through them, then they get discounts on these drugs or special deals also. So that's the basis of the savings. And you know, I've talked to some people who've seen the publicity on this, and they've felt very, very pleased that we've made this step, that we're trying to, in a time when economic concerns are very big, that we're at least making an effort to help people get their medications. And you know, I also work on a lot of community health projects, and one of the things we know is that people who consistently take their medications are less likely to end up in the emergency room.
Right.
And that is a very expensive form of care. But the other point is that nobody wants to be in the emergency room.
Right.
And so we hope that by this PROACT program, that we will really be able to help the residents of Schenectady County have some savings around their prescription drugs.
And also, if you either haven't received your card or you have received your card but you have some concerns, you might be concerned that you might have to provide personal information. That is not the case. But if you do have more questions, we would encourage you to call the county legislature at 388-4280, and we would like to make sure that you have the answers that you need so that this card can be beneficial to you and your family.
Right, and on the form that came in the mail, there's some more questions that people can read, and that would be available also.
Right.
So we just hope people are going to keep it, look at it, and use it.
Thank you for watching today. I hope that you'll join us again for future broadcasts of Schenectady County Community News as we show what a great place Schenectady County is to live, work, and raise a family.